Toby, it was an interesting meet that the Pirates hosted last week, the Buck Scoring Invitational. A lot of challenges with the weather, but the team persevered and still had several personal bests and good performances. So talk about what you take out of that meet and how this can make it tougher.
Yeah, again, a 2-day meet, Thursday and Friday last week with multi-event events, the decathlon, heptathlon, and the weather on Friday, to fast forward, was the worst weather in my 29 years. And so it wasn't bad on Thursday, but Friday was definitely pretty horrible. But we made a decision to continue to go. We never really stopped anything except for the pole vault. We put a pause on it for a little bit on Friday. And then a bunch of athletes and their coaches decided to bail out. Our athletes actually tried to pole vault, but did not make a bar. It was just the weather was just too windy, too wet, too cold. But besides that, we had a great meet. We ended up having, I think, 59 personal bests over the course of the 2 days. Several people met conference qualifying marks, and we got some new conference qualifier individuals to get on the bus. But I think 20-some marks overall in different events to help us out in about a month.
And how does something like that help a team mentally in that they know if they can compete in that, they can compete in virtually anything?
Yeah, and that's what we're always looking for. We're looking at ways to get better, add tools to our toolbox, progress towards our goals, and those aren't always just marks. Those aren't just, hey, I threw farther than I ever did before, I ran faster than I ever did before. Sometimes it's, I pushed myself, I stepped to the line and competed, I stepped on the runway or in the ring and did my best effort. And sometimes we're blessed with a PR, but sometimes we're just, it's a learning opportunity. And so, right now it's 60 degrees out here in Spokane, and I wish we had a meet today, but next time we have weather like this for a meet, I'm sure the athletes will go off.
Next time for a meet, coming up this weekend over in Tacoma at the University of Puget Sound.
Yeah.
Kind of an interesting situation because you're not traveling all as one team, people coming in from home while they're on spring break. So talk about who's going to compete, how many are going to compete, and what you're hoping for.
Yeah, the Peyton Shotwell Invitational over in Tacoma at University of Puget Sound. We're blessed to be able to go to that meet, and we'll take a group over from Spokane, people that are sticking around for spring break or live here in Spokane or the surrounding areas. But then a lot of people went home for spring break and are training on their own or at their high schools, and those folks will just come from their homes and compete on Saturday and then come back to Spokane on Sunday for school on Monday. But I got a few athletes competing down in the Portland area at Willamette and Pacific because they live down there, and there's some meets at those institutions, and those coaches have been gracious enough to let our athletes compete there. So we're going to get a little over half our team competing this week on an off week.